Yeah, well, we made it. Welcome back. I am so happy and grateful that we are here, exchanging dialogue once again. Before we begin, smash that subscribe button, like this video, and if you find value in what we do, consider supporting our mission. This channel is and will always be 100% free, but your support helps us grow, reach more seekers, and keep this truth alive. The war for coexistence. Listen, religion is a big topic. That's why comments are closed here on YouTube, because this series isn't about debate, it's about truth. Real discussions happen inside our private members community on Patreon. There, we host live broadcasts, one-on-one Q&As, and real engagement with those serious about this journey. Let me say this. Coexistence is not just a word, it's a mission. The world wants division, but we fight for something greater. Unity through truth. And that war starts now. What this is not is... Let's clear this up right now. This is not an attack on any religion, spirituality, race, or nation. This is not an attempt to push a new belief system or start a movement. This is not about tearing down, but building up. I said it in part 2 that I would be going on the journey with or without you. In part 1, we went back to the roots. We studied where it all began, breaking down the foundations of faith as we know it. In part 2, we went into the clouds. We explored ideas, saw connections, but the vision wasn't clear yet. But now, part 3, now we adjust the lens. Now we discover. Understanding the road to coexistence. Maya Angelou once said, to understand your future direction, you need to be aware of your history and where you've come from. In history, it's been rewritten, retold, distorted. What if I told you that many of the things we've been taught are not original truth? Coexistence is not a movement, a street, or a landmark. It's not something you join. It's a path. It's ancient. And it reveals itself only to those with eyes to see, ears to hear, and minds to think. You see, the universal law of harmony is greater than the law of karma, because karma, it exists to restore harmony. And that harmony, that's the road to coexistence. That's the road to truth. The truth they didn't teach you, right? Now we get to the part they never want you to ask. Who was the historical Jesus really? Why did Jesus say he did not come to abolish the law, but we were taught the laws were done away with? Why did Jesus himself say to keep the commandments? See, there is a subtle enemy at work, a deception, a lie that has misled many into believing they are free from divine law. But here's the truth. Keeping the laws was never about restriction. It was about unlocking something greater. What is spirituality really? Why does keeping divine law extend your life? What special ability and reward comes to those who follow the laws? The ancient ones knew this. The prophets taught this. But today, it's been hidden from you until now. Religions are not gangs. Religious labels don't guarantee salvation. A title is not a ticket to heaven or hell. And the origins of many religious beliefs, they come from stories retold over generations, some changed, some manipulated, some forgotten. What we call coexistence isn't just about getting along. It's a return to alignment, the merging of will with unwavering belief, submission to the Creator. There is only one God with abbreviation, not many, not divided, not separate. I am that I am, the one, the only. My name is Postmantruth. The kid with the backpack returns. Welcome back to our series, Who is God Really? Chapter 3. We ask God with abbreviation, the highest and most sacred, to open your hearts and minds. May you approach this discussion with objectivity and readiness to learn. In this moment, we go into a crucial subject shared by the world's three major monotheistic religions. Each faith offers a unique perspective on Jesus Christ. Even though we have other topics to cover, our goal is to uncover the historical and scriptural truths about His life and teachings. Imagine ourselves as skilled surgeons. And in this exploration, we are preparing for a delicate operation. We're not just scratching the surface. We're performing intricate neurosurgery on the brain. The brain of historical and religious understanding. We will carefully separate fact from fiction, the simple truths from the complex myths. Here's what to expect. We will sift through the Hadith, the human-made narratives that have shaped centuries of belief to find the real Jesus, the true man behind the myths. And we will achieve this through documented words and actions. We aim to understand His true mission and message. This journey is not about altering your faith, but enriching it by confronting and understanding the foundations it stands on. To our Christian friends of all denominations, the insight shared may be challenging and at times even uncomfortable. However, remember, our goal is not to provoke, but to enlighten. The information we discuss is accessible to all, free from any religious bias. It's not hidden knowledge, but information that many of you already have. In the Father's name, God with abbreviation alone, who commands us to reserve His glory for Him alone, let us proceed with a heart for truth and a spirit for understanding. Without force and control, let the truth, free from myth, guide our way. Beyond labels and toward submission. Timeless words from Mark Twain captured the enduring spirit of the Jew. He said, "The Jew saw them all, beat them all, and is now what he always was, exhibiting no decadence, no infirmities of age, no weakening of his parts, no slowing of his energies, no dulling of his alert and aggressive mind. All things are mortal, but the Jew, all other forces pass, but he remains." This isn't just praise. It's a recognition of steadfast endurance, a celebration of a bond that has never been broken. But this brings us to a pivotal question. Who truly shapes our identity? Is it society Or is it something or someone far greater? Question: did Moses ever label his followers as Jews? Did Jesus refer to his followers or disciples as Christians? These questions challenge us to rethink labels we've accepted without question. Imagine a world where our identities are not battlegrounds but bridges. A world where we recognize each other not by the differences in our practices, but by our shared devotion to a higher purpose. This is the world we envision as we explore these questions together. The scripture speaks a call to common terms. We were issued a challenge to those who claim divine lineage. Quran 3:64. O people of the book, Jews and Christians, let us come to common terms, that we will worship none but God with abbreviation, associate none with him, nor take one another as lords instead of God with abbreviation. But if they turn away, then say, bear witness that we have submitted to God with abbreviation alone. Jesus made this clear. In the testimony of John 4:22, he states, you worship what you do not know. We worship what we know, for salvation comes from the Jews. These verses invite deep contemplation. They aren't advocating for sectarian labels or religious titles. Instead, they urge us to submit to the one creator. The real message here is not about asserting dominance through titles, but about following the path of divine obedience. I'm going to spell it out for you. The illusion of spiritual elitism. We have adopted a mindset, a comfort zone and vibe, where titles are valued more than truth. To declare I am a Jew or I am a Christian as a badge of exclusive favor, that's not submission, it's elitism. There is a clear distinction between respectful, inclusive language and disrespectful language, which includes prejudice, discrimination, and stereotyping. Prejudice involves emotional bias, stereotypes are cognitive biases, and discrimination is a behavioral bias. So I want you to recognize this. Elitism and narcissism have no place in divine truth. This isn't about social order or natural hierarchies. Those are universal principles. The universal law of correspondence shows us that every aspect of life has higher and lower levels. But spiritual elitism is different. It's the mistaken idea that a person's label alone makes them righteous. It's the error of believing that a title automatically earned God's approval. So, what did Jesus and what did Moses understand? They understood the path. They followed the command. They lived by submission. But what exactly is submission? It's the sincere, unfiltered surrender to the Creator. It's not slavery. Let me share a personal example to explain. If we truly want to walk in truth, we must leave behind the pride that comes with titles and return to what always was intended: authentic submission to the Almighty. That is the only path forward. But let's go further. I'm going to spell it out. My definition of submission is to walk with God with abbreviation, the sole creator of the universe. Is not to be shackled, it is to be truly free. Many confuse submission to God with abbreviation was slavery. Yet they are opposites. Slavery is forced, while submission is a conscious decision, a surrender to truth, wisdom, and love. Picture a seed in the soil. It doesn't yield because it's weak. It understands that the soil is where it can flourish. Think of a river submitting to gravity. It's not trapped, it flows with purpose and direction. Submission to God with abbreviation works the same. It's an openness that aligns you with divine truth, not a resistance to what was always meant for you. This isn't about losing power. It's about drawing strength from the very source of all power. It's not about clinging to control. It's about trusting the one who truly knows the way. Submission means letting go of the illusion that we alone hold the control and stepping into the freedom that comes with divine guidance. Would a child call it slavery to rest in the parents' loving arms? Would a student say it's slavery to learn at the feet of a wise teacher? Prophets were always the examples we are meant to follow. In each of the times, they were the way to the Father. They showed the children of Israel the right way to live, helping them remember and return to the path. The children of Israel have been and will continue to be a guiding light for the rest of the world. God with abbreviation, the Father, loves all his children equally. Israel wasn't chosen for being stronger or because they were stronger or more numerous. They were chosen because of a promise made to Abraham. Deuteronomy 7, 6 through 10. Quran 21 verse 18. Nay, we hurl the truth against the falsehood, and it breaks its head. Behold, it will perish, and for you is destruction for what you have written. Every prophet lived by submission. God with abbreviation states in the Quran, has the Hadith of Moses reached you? Quran 79:15. This is because Moses, like Muhammad, followed no such invention. Once again, Abraham had no religion. He was a submitter. Our Creator accepts only submission. Whoever turns away from the way of Abraham is a fool. Quran 2:130. Every prophet came from Abraham's bloodline. Quran 3:33 to 34. And they all shared the same path, which was submission. Quran 2:131, 136. Scholarly wisdom, deen, way, path, faith, vision, but not religion. The path of God with abbreviation is the path Abraham walked, and we are called to follow the same way. Those who depend on Hadith should set their Hadith aside and choose God's path alone. Since Abraham's story doesn't mention any Hadith, Quran, Surah 2, Ayat 130, 135, 395, 4, 125, 6, 161, 12, 37 to 38, 16, 123, 2173, 2278. Muhammad also followed Abraham's way. Since Muhammad followed Abraham's path, Quran 16, Ayat 123, he brought nothing new to the table. In fact, we find the following. Nothing was required of the messenger except to deliver the message. Quran 5:99, 1635. It was God's task to explain the guidance, not the messengers. Quran 16:9, 92:12. The messenger only followed what was revealed to him. Quran 650, 7203, 1015, 46:9. Therefore, one can reject Hadith and still be a believer. Quran 2:23. In fact, if Muhammad had introduced any teachings beyond the Quran, beyond what was revealed to him, God would have taken his life on the spot. Quran 69:40 through 47. Only the creator of the universe is sinless, perfect, eternal, absolute, a united one that cannot be separated. Anything other than that is a fake Hermes Birkin or being sold a lemon luxury car. People act like Hadith is not in the New Testament. Okay, let's get it. Hadith is Arabic as Paradosis is to Greek. So if you want to say Hadith in Arabic, you just said it. If you want to find it in the New Testament in the Greek, it's Paradosis, it's there. Mark 7. But they worship me in vain, teaching as doctrines the instruction of people. Hadith. You set aside the instruction of God with the abbreviation so you can hold tightly to the Paradosis, the Hadith, tradition of men, like washing pitchers and cups, and you do many other similar things. Then he said to them, you completely reject the instruction of God with the abbreviation, so you may keep your Paradosis, Hadith, tradition. Got it? There is evidence that God's prophets and messengers, they weren't allowed to speak beyond what God with the abbreviation revealed to them. Or God with the abbreviation would have ended their mission immediately. Being chosen for this task is a very serious duty. Quran 69, 44 through 46. If the messenger were to invent any statement in our name, we would have seized him by his right hand and cut off his life artery, and none could shield him from us. So this is a grave matter indeed. But that echoes what Moses and Jesus taught. The same message delivered with a different voice. Moses, Deuteronomy 4:2. You shall not add to the word I command you, nor take away from it, so that you may keep the commandments of your Lord with the abbreviation, your God with the abbreviation, which I gave you. In the testimony of John 12, 49 through 50. I have not spoken on my own. The Father who sent me has commanded me what to say and how to say it. I know that his command leads to eternal life. Got it? Let's go deeper. How do you know who to follow? When you look closely at the words of the prophets and pay attention to their messages, false prophets add and remove the parts of God's instructions. Torah, Deuteronomy 18:15. Heed every prophet, each prophet for every generation, as long as they do not add to or remove anything from the Torah. Quran 3:81. When God with the abbreviation took the covenant of the prophets, he said, I have given you scripture and wisdom. Then if a messenger comes to you, confirm what you already have. You must, 1, believe in him, 2, help him. God with the abbreviation asked, do you agree and accept my covenant? They answered, we agree. God with the abbreviation said, then testify, and I too bear witness. All the prophets took a covenant from God with the abbreviation. So, no one sent by God with the abbreviation was ever labeled a Christian or a Jew. They were submitters who never named the path they followed. It simply was It was a way of life. So what is this path? And before answering that, let's clarify this, what it's not. It's not something that can be refined by someone like Paul or Constantine, nor by any self-proclaimed or inspired prophet or messenger. So figures like Adam, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, these individuals were handpicked by God with abbreviation. They weren't inspired. Those are the facts. Even if it's like swallowing a hockey puck, those are the facts. This path I'm speaking about, it equals the way of Abraham. And if you want to understand my intention, our mission, our why are we doing this? You know, like, oh no, like Postman posting truth again, right? Like, my intention has always been to peacefully, truthfully, lovingly speak about coexistence. This entire planet is coexisting, but human beings are the only ones who pay rent to live on this planet. Strange wisdom. There is no such thing as blind following. Quran 17:36. Do not follow what you have no knowledge of. Truly, your hearing, your sight, and your heart will all be called to account. Acts 17:11. These were more noble-minded than those in Thessalonica. They welcomed the word with eagerness and examined the scriptures daily to see if these teachings were true. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Test everything, hold tight to what is good. So let's not fall into the trap of comfort and complacency. Instead, let's answer the divine call to question, to seek, and to truly understand. For in the relentless pursuit of truth, we don't just find enlightenment, we gain protection from the shadows of ignorance and deception. What this is not is, I said it in part 1, I said it in part 2, I said that I'm going on a journey with or without you. Thanks to your support, I was able to upgrade our gear. I'm thrilled to be speaking to you on a brand new microphone. I asked for your help back in part 1 of this series, and now we're using Adobe Premiere. This really motivates me to keep pushing forward. I promise to keep giving you more of what you love, and even I'm even taking Adobe classes to make sure I can deliver, you know, the best video quality I can deliver. And I just want to say thank y'all so much. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's all free. So if you appreciate the content and find it useful, please consider donating to help us keep things running. If we're providing value, smash the subscribe button. Share our videos, you know, with your community, and we're all in this together. Let's get it. So let's head up there, right? And let's get them, right? That's right. We are going after the Creator. I'm sick of this crap, and I'm guessing y'all are too. So who's with me? No one is coming down here to rescue us. So we have to step up and save ourselves. We gotta go find the Father, right? The Creator gave you one life. Think of it like a test or a game. Or even a Mario motion. If whatever you gotta say or do to get through it, but ain't no God's coming down here to save your ass. So this demo is orientation to prepare you. This is your captain speaking. Before we start this journey or voyage, I'm gonna need to update your equipment, maps, and all that stuff I gave you in part 2. Some of the things you'll recognize from part 2. However, we will be introducing you to brand new terms. If you look ahead on the screen there, you'll see the new map. And this legend here, I just want to give you some key terms I need you to be familiar with. So the first one's Hadith. Hadith are sayings, traditions, and books and stories that are not original but have been written by the hand of man. 3D. 3D is a lower vibration. It's a state of fear, all right, that people live in the world right now, all right? 4D. 4D is the dream dimension, the place between sleep and death. So when you go to sleep, you are in the 4D. You know, when you're in that alpha state meditation, 4D. When you die or whatever, 4D, whatever. You astral project, 4D, right? 5D. 5D is heaven on earth. It's a higher vibration, consciousness, but not to be confused with Jesus Christ, but like a vortex, like it's a divine consciousness. You know, and this is, when you reach this level, this state of being, this is where you have access to spirits, the angels, and the creator. God with abbreviation. So this is reserved to I am that I am, the sole creator of the universe. Some say Yahuwah or the Father, right? When you hear a Jew or Muslim say Allah or Lo, that's who they're referring to, God with abbreviation. God without abbreviation is any idol, any fictional God outside of I am that I am, the creator. In part 2, I began the story with the Tower of Babel, right? And in part 3, I want to begin the story from Genesis. They from above who came down, the Nephilim, right? As we achieve new heights, what's new in the modern era of today, it wasn't so new to the ancients, right? These people of the past knew these heights. As we taste bite by bite the experience of past astronauts, but because that's what you would call someone from above who came down. And who are they? How did they from above come here to earth? If what we refer to as humanity, those who rally as terrestrials, if we now have the ability to exit the earth, then it's not hard to believe that there has been extraterrestrials, or in modern times, astronauts of the past who have entered here to the earth. You familiar with that verse in Job that there is nothing new under the sun? That's the end of the demo. Please deposit more quarters.